Unresolved Problem segment tonight, continuing problems within the National Football League and the awful saga of O.J. Simpson. As you may know, Al Michaels, one of the top NFL broadcasters, and he was a friend to Simpson. Mr. Michaels has a new book called You Can't Make This Up, Miracles, Memories, and the Perfect Marriage of Sports and Television. I spoke with him earlier this week. So you've been around sports for a long time. Are you surprised at the thuggish nature of the NFL at this point?
Well, you hear about it every day now. And this is a different environment we live in now with the internet. So we're hearing about it. We didn't hear about it that much 15 years ago. It has an image of that right now, thuggery. But I think Roger Goodell has sent a message to everybody in the National Football League with the Adrian Peterson decision to suspend him for the balance of the year and don't even talk to him until next April. That was a message to everybody in the league. Hey, you know what? We're not putting up with any of this anymore.
Well, it can't anymore. Its critical mass has been reached with the violence against women and children. What is it about the climate of a violent sport like football that leads to this kind of stuff?
Look, it's a very difficult, tough, sometimes violent sport. But the guys are faster, they're bigger, they're stronger. And I'm not sure there's a connection necessarily to that and what takes place off the field, because you know we see this in so many segments of society and it never gets reported because it's not sexy. The National Football League, everything is out there.
These people who play have been given privileges their whole life, and then they get into real life and they still have a sense of entitlement, like if I get teed off, I'm going to pop you.
I think it's a combination of entitlement and immaturity, because you're basically dealing with kids.
The head injuries, as you just pointed out, the collisions are more intense, the players are bigger, the turf is artificial, they're faster, and now they're getting their bell rung, and it's, you know, a lot of them are getting brain damage. That's a threat to football, is it not?
No question. I'm only shocked that more people didn't really suffer serious injuries or die in the embryonic years of the National Football League playing with leather helmets
and no face
pads. So the equipment is better. I think the danger, Bill, to the NFL would be the mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers
saying you can't
of
play.
Kids basically saying, I don't want my kid to play football. And that's going to be the big danger.
All right. Now, in your book, you worked and knew O.J. Simpson.
Yes.
All right. Take me back to the first time you heard he may be a murder suspect. What went through your mind?
The first thing I heard was that Nicole Simpson had been killed and that O.J. was in Chicago. So right off the bat, I'm thinking, oh my God, I wonder, you know, what he's thinking.
And you knew her, right?
Of course, I knew her when before they had gotten married. I knew her when they had gotten engaged. At first, it was shocking because you can't imagine that anybody you know and somebody in your neighborhood, and I live in Brentwood, you can't believe anybody you know is capable of committing a murder or a double murder. It was a very crazy time.
But Simpson himself, did he strike you as an individual who had that sense of rage in him?
No, I mean, I never saw it, and that's not to say that it wasn't there. So everybody thought he was the nicest guy in town.
One of his lawyers and friends was the late Robert Kardashian, father to Kim Kardashian.
Right.
Very shadowy figure. I investigated this case. He was around Simpson all the time. He removed some of Simpson's items in a suitcase from his home. You knew Kardashian, and you, and according to your book, were speaking to him when this was all going on. Tell us about that.
Well, I knew that I had talked to O.J. on his cell phone a couple of times during the interim period between the murder itself and the Bronco chase, which was Sunday night to Friday. And I had talked to Kardashian as well. And that's how I knew that O.J. had left his house on Wednesday, when the whole world is reporting with helicopters whirring overhead that he had sneaked out of the house. It was a very interesting time. I'm working at ABC and I'm working sports, but I'm also trying to help out the news division.
Ted Koppel.
Right, Ted Koppel. I said, look, I can give you certain information, but I can't, it's not for attribution.
Right.
You'll just have to trust me.
And you were getting it from Kardashian,
yes,
who before he died changed his mind and believed Simpson did it. I believe Simpson did it.
Look obviously at that the classic piece of tape when the verdict is announced and everybody saw Robert Kardashian's expression.
Right.
I mean, that spoke in spades to millions of people.
Not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson.
I think a lot of people who gave him the benefit of the doubt believe he did it.
Including you.
Well, yeah. What really kind of took me over the top with this was when he was saying, how can they think I did it? Or, I don't like the way they're covering this. If you commit a double murder, are you not pounding the walls that I didn't do it?
Book is fascinating. I read it one night, Michaels.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And that's how interesting it was. So I hope
Killing
everybody
Al
checks it
Michaels
out.
is your next book, right?
Hey, you can only wish, man. You'd be so famous. Thanks for coming in, Al.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Bill. Good to see you.